Your delay is still disobedience. I learned this the hard way. God told me a long time ago a couple of things, such as, that job is not for you. That person you're with is not for you. But I insisted on going my own way. I knew that the breakup, I knew that the change was inevitable. Come on. But I decided that I was going to do things my way. That takes me to the prodigal son in Luke 15. And people always lift up when the prodigal son, amen, first returns home. But there are some verses I want to isolate for you when I relate it to my testimony. So, as we know, he asked his father for his inheritance. He spent it all because, well, he partied hard. And then famine came. And he got so desperate to the point where he had to work in the same place as pigs. My God, how we fall when we do not follow the Father. But watch this. Because he was not, come on, where God told him to be, he went and hired himself out to a citizen of the country that he was in, who sent him to the fields to feed the pigs. When, come on, when we mess with Satan, we end up doing a lot more work than we would have done if we had just dealt with God in the first place. How many times do we sit up and we end up in places we're not supposed to? Then we have to do a little extra just to protect ourselves. When I was at those jobs that I was not supposed to be at, I experienced conflict that I did not have any business experiencing. When I was at those jobs, I ended up in situations that I wouldn't have ended up in if I just listened to what thus saith the Lord. I went into relationships with folks and wasted my time because I decided to delay my blessing. Come on, because I was disobedient. See, when you're in Satan's world, Satan gets to run it. See, here's what God will allow God will allow whomever you obeying to provide for you. So if you decide that Satan's way is the way you want to go, God will allow him to provide for you. I bet you folks don't think about that. But with his provision comes a high price. But here's what's beautiful about God. He's waiting on you, my loves. He's waiting on you to return. You haven't wandered so far because as we continue to read, once you get so deep into that land you're not supposed to be in, you say, wait a minute. My father has all this waiting on me, and I'm here being a servant. Come on, I'm wasting my time with a job. I'm wasting my time in a relationship. I'm wasting my time with people that God did not mean for me, and I'm missing my blessing. Let me get home to my Father so I can get everything that He wants for me. And what happened? The Father, when He came home, didn't say, I told you so. The Father didn't say, oh Lord, here He comes. The Father opened His arms wide and received Him. Stop what you're doing right now and receive Him. Decide tomorrow, God, I know you told me to get out of this situation. Leave it. God, you told me it was time for me to move on. Do it. God, you told me it was time to open my own business. Say it. Do it. God, you told me walk forward in faith. Get out of that foreign land and go to all that your Father has for you. I love you, and let's speak later.